Hello, and welcome to a quick demonstration of Syndeia AI, a collection of AI agents we have built using the Syndeia API for integrated digital engineering. We will demonstrate a variety of agents, such as a SysML v2 AI agent, a Jira agent, Teamcenter and Windchill agents, Teamwork Cloud agent, Jama agent, and more. We will show examples of both text and voice agent. So let's get started. The first thing we will do is to sign into Syndeia Cloud using your Syndeia Cloud credentials. And once I sign in, you can see the standard entry page for Syndeia AI dashboard. Once you're signed in, you can select any of these agents. Once you select an agent, you are presented with that agent interface. So let's get started with the SysML 2.0 agent. In this interface, you will see a chat-like interface. You can type your questions in the prompt over here, or you can select one of the prompts here and clicking on that copies the question over and lets you get started quickly.
Let's try to run this prompt. Find an element spacecraft of type part usage. It copies the prompt over there, and now I get an element spacecraft of type part usage from a repository. If I can ask it for get me a spacecraft specification of type requirement usage, I can get that information as well. I can ask it to get me the features of a spacecraft, and then it can generate a hierarchy of that spacecraft feature assembly. And I can then ask it, okay, how about the avionics subsystem? And then it would then pick up the avionics subsystem from there, from the thing. And I can say, get me features of the avionics subsystem. Um, and then I can see it creating a feature tree of the avionics subsystem. So I can navigate my SysML 2.0 model. I can actually talk to it through typing these queries. Um, I can also show you a quick Teamcenter agent. So I can find an item in Teamcenter using its part number. And you can see it generates a hyperlink. So I can open this up in Teamcenter in Active Workspace and navigate to the Santa slave delivery system. I can also ask it to generate a BOM structure for an item with that given item ID or part number, and it will create a BOM structure for that assembly or that item tree in Teamcenter. Again, you're really chatting with your real data, in this case, your PLM system, through the Syndeia AI interface, leveraging the digital thread and the power of the APIs behind the scenes. Similarly, if I can go to Windchill and I can ask it for a BOM for a part with a given part number, and it will generate, in this case, a parts tree for an unmanned aerial vehicle. And being able to gather all that data from Windchill directly. And of course, these are hyperlinked, as you saw with Teamcenter. So I can click on any of these links and then navigate to Windchill, for example, and look at the Windchill part structure for that aircraft platform. And I will see the same parts tree here that I'm seeing here in the chat interface. Let's go to this digital thread agent where the queries will become a little bit more complex because this requires it to interact with multiple AI agents. For example, this one asks for getting the latest status of all the Jira issues in a specific digital thread project. That requires it to first figure out the Jira issues being used in that project and then also go to Jira to fetch the latest status of all the issues. And what it produces is a latest status of all the issues in that Jira repository that is participating in that digital thread project. And you can see it gives a table where, this it's color coded by the status in progress or open. And then this is hyperlinked. So if I click on this, I can actually go to Jira and I look at that Jira interface directly from here. Similarly, I can ask other queries as well. Let's look at this Jira multimodal agent where I can ask it the same questions using a text prompt, like give me the elements in a space project that are assigned to me, Alani Van Zandt, and you can see if it gets me the issues assigned to me or my colleague Lonnie. But I can also switch to the voice mode here, where I can ask it a question. For example, can you find me the list of issues in the space project that are assigned to the current user? And then it converts that into audio and generates a report out of it. So you can literally talk to your digital thread and play with it. It takes the paradigm shift from being able to interact with the digital thread, being able to interact with the repositories in your digital engineering ecosystem.
Okay, for this next agent, we're going to try a Syndeia AI agent for Jama Connect. We can ask for an item with a document key or a project ID like synapse set4. And when I do that, it fetches me from the Jama repository. I can right click and open it in Jama, and I can view the details of that requirement and that item. Or I can ask it to get the nested items of synapse set 10, and then it would fetch me the details of that going recursively through the structure. So this is kind of an AI agent that's understanding the natural language input powered with Syndeia's APIs. It can reach out to Jama and get data and fetch data that is living in your requirements management repository. So we let that finish in just a second. I can also click on any of these and right click and open. So that will open up in Jama, and I can view the results of that in here. So you see this requirement structure that is here is actually what's being fetched within the Jama repository. Okay, now let's get to our next agent. This is a Teamwork Cloud agent from Syndeia AI. I can start to ask questions to it. I have a few prompts already ready. So for example, I can ask it to give me all the workspaces in my Teamwork Cloud repository. So you can see a list of workspaces. I can also ask it to find all the projects in a specific workspace, and it'll give me all the projects there. Or I can change it and say, okay, how about the projects in the sandbox workspace? And when I do that, it's going to figure out and give me all the projects in the sandbox workspace. Or if I know a specific workspace and a project, I can find an element with a given ID in that. And what it will do is it'll fetch the element in that project in a given in the main branch or the trunk branch, and it's going to give me the decomposition of the element, or also give me its own element. So I can go from projects to the branches to the individual elements and extract information out of from Teamwork Cloud through the Syndeia AI Teamwork Cloud agent as well. Now here's another example where we have Syndeia AI available as a plugin inside Cameo, and we can use it to do some blue sky open architecture thinking. For example, I can ask it a prompt saying you're a system engineer who's expert in designing drones, generate a hierarchical multi-level structure for a drone assembly for its all hardware and software. And when I click on that submit button, it can fetch some high-level information about what a drone assembly might look like using a standard LLM and generate that drone assembly in Cameo in the containment tree as a block decomposition. And I can then drag that into a block definition diagram and do some auto layout of that in the Cameo diagram. So an easy way to kind of get started with kind of thinking through the architecture development process, where you may have an architecture, but you may want to augment it or think about different ways of enhancing it or things that you've forgotten about. And then so you can also then take that and put it in the documentation view and show a table with that. Now here's another one where I'm asking you to generate certain requirements as I'm thinking through a new smart home system. And here the prompt's a little bit more specific. I'm asking it to think about different domains like smart appliances and energy efficiency and entertainment. And if I hit submit, you can see on the bottom right, there's a response that is in the JSON view, which is then being used to generate that requirement structure in Cameo. And I can drag and drop to a table to view the requirement name and the text. So again, an example of more of a blue sky thinking where I'm asking you to generate certain ideas, but they're not just ideas that you see as a textual prompt, but there's structured outputs that can be used to generate an architecture model. And you can choose to keep some of it or all of it. So we hope that this video was useful for you and you learned a little bit about Syndeia AI's agentic capabilities that we're developing here at Intercax. As you can see, Syndeia is an API-first platform. We have the integrations that we have built all along those years to different tools using and built a common API, which can then be used to layer agentic AI workflows on top of Syndeia's platform. And so if you have AI use cases, please share with us. We can help you build some more AI agents or demonstrate AI agents that can fit into your digital engineering workflows. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you.